Well, g'day fishers and welcome to our Easter long weekend fishing report. It's a Thursday, not a Friday this week, so we're going to get it out early so you can make a decision on where you go fishing this weekend. And I tell you what, this week, despite the rain, the weather, the wind, it has been fishing exceptionally well. I tell you what, our kids comp, wow, probably last count, 130 kids entered in our kids comp. And there's still time to enter. If you're a young junior fisher and you want to fish the waters of Port Stephens this school holidays, you've still got time because it does not finish until the 26th of April. So Saturday the 26th of April at 5 p.m. is the cut-off time to get your photos in. And I tell you what, we've got some really good fish being sent in. Even though we've got our three species of bream, flathead and tailor, I tell you what, some of the kids have been catching some absolute beauties around at the moment. Young Tommy, we weighed a cobia for him during the week, an absolute little cracker of a cobia caught off the breakwell, a live herring. We've seen some cracking big tailor come down from the Anchorage and also Nelson Bay Marina. Kingies, I tell you what, the kids are into it, that's for sure. So good to see. So, what's been happening in the bay this week? Well, big news is the longtails have entered the bay, and I tell you what, they're ripping around the bay anywhere from, I guess, the beginning of Shoal Bay up towards the wharf there at Salamander behind Bannisters. They're ripping in on those bait schools. They're feeding on frogmouth pilchards, which we see every time at this time of year. There's some really good mac tuna mixed in with them, and obviously your bonito and things like that as well. But I tell you what, don't try and drive your boat through them. Don't try and troll through them. Make sure you do long distance casting. It's the only way you're going to try and have a shot at them at this time of the year. And you're only going to upset other people if you start trolling through them. But it is going to be an Easter weekend, which means there's going to be plenty of people on the water. So longtails are in the bay and other tuna species as well. So Colesy sent me some good photos. Him and his young fella, longtail and a big mac tuna. Also been sent some other photos, which you'll see in our socials, of some longtails in the bay. So overcast weather helps as well with their feeding patterns when they're up on the surface there. But like I said, just be patient. And if you've got an electric motor, put the electric motor in, and big long casts are the ticket to try and attract a bite out of a longtail inside the bay. That is for sure. What else is happening? Plenty of good flatties still about. It's surprising to see. Some beauties, like I said, entered in the kids comp so far, but plenty of flatties in the lower half of the estuary. So when I mean lower half, anywhere from about that Soldiers Point back through to Shoal Bay, over to Jimmy's Beach, all through the shortcut, all through that area there. So some good flatties about. If you're shore-based, I would try Wander Headland, I would try Corlett Beach, even the corner of the Anchorage there. Baggies fishes pretty well this time of year, Bagnalls Beach, Dutchies too, and also along Nelson Bay Beach and the eastern end of Shoal Bay. But the key is get up early. We're going to have an influx of people, being the weather going to be good this weekend. It looks glamorous Saturday, Sunday. There'll be people on jet skis, people in boats, and people swimming. Get up early, get fishing, then you can go for a swim. That is the deal there. So flatties about, like I said, the breakwell Nelson Bay is on fire. Some cracking tailor now. There's lots of herring down in the marina there, and it's attracting those tailor schools, and it's also attracting a few kingies as well. So keen on doing that. Like I said, young Tommy got an absolute cracking little cobia off the breakwell on a live herring. So there's some good fish down off the breakwell at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a few mulloway down there, especially with all the bait fish activity at the moment. As far as Ludrick, being asked about Ludrick, they're a little bit scattered. You might catch 2 or 3 in a session there, but they haven't really hit the straps. Same with the bream. Bream a little bit hit and miss, but you can give that a crack as well. So the estuary, all in all, fishing well. Shoal Bay Wharf, Gary's is still there. A few squid there as well. The smaller tides will help this week, so a few squid down that neck of the woods. So bay fishing well, be worth a shot at a mulloway this weekend too. So there you go. That's the bay in a nutshell. Oh, I forgot to mention the crabs. The blue swimmers, they are still on. I tell you what, sent plenty of photos this week of blue swimmers. So keen on getting your traps out there before, well, it's Good Friday tomorrow. You want to be out there quick to get your feed of crabs for Good Friday. Anyway, there we go. Now, the beaches and rocks, a little bit hit and miss this week. I say that because of the swell. There's a big east coast low, ex-tropical cyclone out to the east of us there, long way out, but it's creating a lot of swell, particularly into Friday and I think into Saturday. So you want to be careful on the rocks. Have been longtails, there have been cobia off the rocks, there's been snapper off the rocks, Pete's been catching some cracking bream off the rocks, obviously starting to travel, but that swell's going to make it a little bit difficult, I think, this weekend, up until we get into Sunday, Monday. Be worth a shot. Be worth a shot for a snapper off the rocks. Spinning the rocks for tailor salmon. bonito, and also longtails. 1 mile point's been pretty good for that as well. So, but like I said, just be very careful on the rocks. When that swell abates, the fishing will be pretty good, I think. Especially bread and butter species, bream, through to drummer, through to snapper off the rocks at the moment. On the beaches, likewise, bit of swell there, but try and get some protected corners. I think the swell's going to come out of the east, so try and find those protected corners on the beaches. But like I said, it's going to be a little bit ugly, I think, on the beaches for the next couple of days until we get later into the weekend. But it'll still be worth a go, like I said, if you can find those protected corners, especially Box Beach, the northern end of Fingal around the other side of the spit there might be worth a go. So some of those protected beaches at the moment. Now, the offshore sea. I tell you what, some good fish caught during the week. Some cobia. I weighed another nice cobia during the week, 25 kilos on the knocker. So some really good cobias still about. Hopefully swell doesn't hinder it too much, but some good cobes about. Longtails about. And also on the reefs, there's been some good snapper as well. And after this big stir up of the swell, the snapper will be on in those shallow reefs. And I think you'll find that you get a mixture of those snapper and also cobia if you start burling as well. There'll also be a few kings around with those garfish schools moving through. Longtails are chasing them, so too the kingies. So those shallow reef areas, those points and things like that, it'd be worth throwing a stick bait or even a live bait, a good king in the shallows at this time of the year. Up towards Seal Rocks, it'll fish pretty well, I think, there. Just watch out for that Edith breaker with an easterly swell. She rolls over pretty good there, but if I was betting that there'll be some good snapper caught up there this weekend, especially on soft plastics. Now, further south, especially down towards Boulder Bay wide, down the tank mark, there have been some good trag and mulloway down that way as well. So if you want to fish that deeper water, it'd be worth a shot there. Out on the fads, well, some good dolphin fish out on the fads still. The current's still pushing down. It's funny, we've got more of an inshore current pushing down there. 25.5 degree water on the fads, still some dolphin fish there if you're keen on that. And the shelf, well, I tell you what, some good fish caught last week on the shelf. I spoke to Benny on the Calypso. Happy birthday, Benny, from the Tackle World crew as well. He got some stripes and a really, really nice blue marlin there last weekend. Spoke to Matt. He got a yellowfin, but unfortunately it got eaten by a shark. So some good fish out on the shelf, stripes, blacks and blues. Steve Marshall got a really nice blue there. Showed me the photo. It was definitely up there, 170, 180 kilos. So a nice Easter blue marlin there. That is for sure. So it'll be worth fishing the edge this weekend. Even though we've got a bit of swell, it doesn't affect you out there. It'll be definitely worth a shot out on the edge for a striped marlin, blue marlin this weekend for sure. Anyway, that's it for our Easter long weekend report. It looks good, especially Saturday, Sunday. Fishing looks sensational. Weather looks sensational. If you're a visiting angler, get out there, get amongst it. We'll be open all weekend. Good Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. I drew the short straw and I'll be here. So if you want to see me, if you don't want to see me, I'll be in the shop. Anyway, that's it. Enjoy your weekend.